The United States is deeply concerned about the mounting tensions along the border of Ukraine, and Vice President Joe Biden will be traveling to Ukraine, not this week, but the following week. He will meet with leaders there and reiterate the United States' support for a united Ukraine. Alex.
Okay, Kristen Welker at the White House. Thank you, Kristen, for that as well.
Absolutely.
Back here at home, we are learning some new details today about the fiery bus crash in California, which killed 10 people. The NTSB says the driver of the FedEx truck did not appear to brake before crossing the median and slamming head on into that tour bus packed with high school students. NBC's Stephanie Stanton is in Chico, California for us. So, Stephanie, I know there are conflicting reports about whether or not that truck was on fire before it hit the bus. So what are you hearing on that?
Yeah, good afternoon to you, Alex. We are hearing those reports as well. Before I get to that, I want to show you a picture of the bus behind me. We are at a Caltrans maintenance facility where the bus and the FedEx truck are being held, and the damage is unbelievable. The pictures speak for themselves. The NTSB investigators have been here all day yesterday. They'll be out here again today going over the wreckage as they try to piece together an exact cause. Now, yesterday we heard from the couple whose vehicle was sideswiped by the FedEx truck. They say they saw flames coming from that truck before it crossed the grassy median. However, a man who lives near the crash site, he says he saw the whole thing, and he says he did not see any flames coming from that FedEx truck. So no doubt something NTSB investigators will be taking a very close look at. Meanwhile, we're starting to hear stories from survivors. In fact, my colleague Gadi Schwartz from our NBC affiliate KNBC in Los Angeles spoke to an 18-year-old from his hospital bed, and I should warn you that some of the information in this report is disturbing.
Over the last 2 nights, Miles Hill has awoken from the same dream.
After closing my eyes, all I could see was fire, and I could hear the screams of the people who were burning alive, and I could hear the boom of the bus when it exploded.
And as a survivor, it's hard not to go back in time and remember all of the ways the accident could have been prevented.
Our bus was late. It was an hour late. We were supposed to leave at 6:30. All of the buses were supposed to leave at 6:30.
Miles says earlier in the trip, the bus had been involved in another small accident that also led them to be in the wrong place at the exact wrong time.
If that really hadn't happened, then the really bad accident wouldn't have happened.
And finally, when the moment did arrive, he watched from right behind the seat of the driver.
He had time to move out of the way, but he was in shock, just as I was, and that prevented him from moving the wheel.
Like other witnesses, Miles disputes accounts that the FedEx truck was on fire before the crash.
It was in perfect condition. It exploded upon impact on the bus. It was not on fire at all.
And tonight, there are things he wishes he never would have seen after spending 9 hours getting to know other students and chaperones who lost their lives.
And I watched him on fire before I kicked out the window, and then there were 2, Michael and Madeline. They were engaged. They died on impact, and I saw that happen.
And meanwhile, we are back here live at the Caltrans maintenance facility. You're looking at that bus. The NTSB says it has recovered a black box style electronic device that it will be analyzing. They'll also, of course, be looking at the scene closer, why there were no skid marks from the FedEx truck, and also how the bus reacted. We understand that there were about 145 feet of skid marks from the bus, indicating that the bus did try to stop and avoid an accident. Also, toxicology reports will be taken from the remains of both drivers. The NTSB, once again, they expect to be out here for the next 1 to 2 weeks. Alex?
Ooh, pretty hard to get that testimony out of my head having heard that, but thank you very much. Stephanie Stanton in Chico.
Sure.
Guess who's warming up to Obamacare? A new poll next.